Sports City, chefs, Sports City, chefs. Yeah, Cabby, Taj.
Yes. Thank you for listening. I am back. It is the villain himself, Barry Jordan, here with another Finger Foods to talk about the New York Football Giants after their Week 15 game against the Dallas Cowboys. As I always say, please get to the website, like and comment on there, like and comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get more content from the chefs and you get more Finger Foods right at your fingertips. Fan Appreciation Day. Free soda for all and crappy football. That's what you get as a Giants fan. Another loss to one of our hated rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, 21-6. A lifeless offense, inspired defense, but not inspired enough to get us the win. Giants fell to 4-10. Officially missed the playoffs for the ninth time in 10 seasons, 5 straight years without a playoff appearance. It's just bad. Even Michael Strahan coming out and saying if you need a get right game, the Giants are the team to play. It's just a bad look for the New York Giants right now. Fan Appreciation Day. Thanks, guys. Listen, the defense did all it could to keep them in the game. Giants held down a pretty good offense, but our offense is struggling in the Dallas Cowboys. They did give up 2 touchdowns, but they held them to field goals and kept them in the ball game as long as they could. The Giants had the chance to make this a 1-score game late in the game, but just couldn't get into the end zone. The running game, Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard are injured, but we're still able to rush for 126 yards against the Giants. Dak Prescott passed for 217 yards, got a touchdown. But, I mean, this offense didn't overwhelm. They had a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of drops, a lot of, just broken plays that they couldn't convert. Coaching that couldn't get in their way. But give the defense credit. Lorenzo Carter had his best performance of the season and probably of his career. 2 sacks, a forced fumble. He had a football focus of a grade of a 90.8. Jaron Williams had an 82. Leonard Williams playing with a hurt elbow. Give him credit, too, playing with a bum elbow. Had a 76.6. Jalen Smith, new to the team, had a 73.7. So the defense did all it could to keep them in the game and keep this as close as possible. Joe Judge, lamented after the game, praised his team efforts. Probably could be attributed to the defense. The offense gave little to no help. But the defense, you can see they were attacking. They're flying to the football, hitting all game. You got to give them credit. I mean, he said Judge said the effort of the team was what we needed. Obviously, the execution was not. The defense, like I said, did everything they could. But the offense, particularly the offensive line, was horrendous. Will Hernandez in the offensive line struggled mightily against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas defensive coordinator Dan Quinn game planned that offensive line to perfection, putting DeMarcus Lawrence over the top of Will Hernandez, and Will Hernandez was abused and beaten pretty much the whole game with just a terrible score. This season alone, he's given up 6 sacks, I think 29 pressures. Will Hernandez. Coming into New York as a second-round pick, many thought that he slipped to the second round and was a steal for the Giants to help rebuild that offensive line. He's been nothing but a disaster this year. Getting beat on bull rushes. He was, the problem with Hernandez and Soldier on the right side were stunts and swim moves and all that kind of stuff. They just ran straight pressure, and he was getting bull rushed, and he was just getting abused. It's just a microcosm, of the season. The first possession of the game, Lawrence bull rush Hernandez, got into Matt Glennon's face and forced an interception. A tip pass that was intercepted. So, listen, Andrew Thomas though, this guy is a cornerstone. He's turning out to be one of the few hits from Dave Gettleman. He finished with an overall Pro Football Focus score of 83.7. he is going to be a no doubt cornerstone to this offense for years to come. Now you just have to build a line around him and get more help. The offense as a whole just struggled. Hernandez had a 46.2, horrendous. Nate Soldier a 68.4. Billy Price 74.1. Not a bad game, but not good at all either. I'm done with Matt Glennon. The experiment is over. Get him out of here. I'm not saying there's better options like Matt Fromm, but I'm tired of Matt Glennon is who he is in this league. He's a guy that can make some throws, but he holds the ball. He throws a lot of picks, and it's another mistake by Gettleman letting Colt McCoy go as the backup to get Glennon in here. You thought you needed an upgrade at backup, and McCoy actually won a game or two last year for the Giants and kept them afloat while Daniel Jones was dealing with yet another injury. Glennon's line, 13 of 24 for 99 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, that's who he is in this league. He might throw a couple touchdowns, but he'll give the ball away. Taketh and giveth away. So Matt Glennon was pulled in the fourth quarter for Jake Fromm with about a little over 4 minutes to go. Jake Fromm led the team down the field. Listen, the plays were probably scripted, blowing out plays that he was comfortable with, but he was making strong reads, making quick decisions, throwing guys open, getting him down the field. The drive stalled, but I mean, he was 6 of 12 for 82 yards on one drive, as opposed to Glennon, who just couldn't get anything done. Now the Cowboys were playing coverage, but, I mean, he did move the ball down the field. So the offense as a whole for the first 3 quarters under Glennon struggled mightily. Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard had 0 catches through the first 3 quarters. Golladay got 3 catches in the fourth quarter, but, I mean, he hasn't found the end zone all year. This offense is just inept. It's not Jason Garrett. I think we all knew that. I think we all knew he was the scapegoat. But, I mean, it's problems on the offensive line. It's problem at the quarterback. I mean, Danny Dimes, when he's healthy, is indecisive at times. I mean, and has trouble taking care of the football. Darius Slayton, looked lost all season. He had 1 catch through the first 3 quarters. Shepard left with what turned out to be an Achilles tear. So prayers up for him. I mean, I like him, but I think we've probably seen the last of Sterling Shepard in a Giant uniform. I don't know how they're going to bring him back. The run game, cue the running back controversy. Here we go again. Barkley had 15 rushes for 50 yards, added 4 catches for 24. Devontae Booker had 74 yards on 9 rushes. But listen, it's the style of offensive line play that doesn't mesh with Barkley. Barkley has to learn to put his head down and get the tough 3-4 yards. He's not that type of running back. I think that's the type of running back we want. But he's got to adjust, and we got to adjust our offensive game plan. We got to get the right lineman in front of him, and we got to get better linemen in general that opens holes that he can hit and get it and go. 4 turnovers on the day. Even Barkley had his first fumble in over almost 600 rushing attempts, his first lost fumble. So, with the 3 interceptions in that fumble, the Giants' offense was just inept. And I'm not sitting here saying Jake Fromm is the answer. Let's see what we got for the future. No, I just rather see him than see Glennon at this point. There's no point. Your services are no longer required. But you know what? It is what it is. That's the Giants. That's their game against the hated Cowboys. That turned out to be just another dud. But if you were in the stadium and your name is on the ticket, you got a free soda. That we appreciate you. God, it's just a mess. It's a complete mess. But the Giants turn around, go to Philadelphia, face the Eagles, who are flying high. Despite the Giants beating them at their stadium. Eagles found themselves at 7-7. They're about 9.5-point favorites. The running game for the Eagles is really taking hold, and I think that's the reason why the Giants were able to win that game at home, because the Eagles went away from the run game. I don't expect that to happen this time. I expect the Eagles to keep running the ball with Sanders and company, and really get after the quarterback, whoever that may be. I hope it's Jake Fromm, who took a majority of the snaps last week before Glennon was cleared to play. And now he should be entrenched as the starter. There's no reason to it. Daniel Jones is shut down for the season. We'll get into all that, as we wrap the season. I'll have to do a post-mortem on my pathetic Giants. But listen, Giants, Eagles. Eagles are predicted to win. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions on the season. They're a rushing team. That has a pretty decent defense. They played very well against the Washington football team this past Tuesday after that game was postponed to COVID. So, listen, another day, another dollar for the Giants. But thank you for listening to the Finger Foods, the New York Giants recap. Like we always say, get out there, like, subscribe, comment, so that you can get more comments from the chefs. We got shows all week. Having a lot of fun doing that stuff with TP Timeless on the cookout last night. Great to hear his voice. We got the Crossover Cafe. We got the NFL Free For All with Sirius. We got the Sunday brunch with TP Timeless and company, doing a lot of great things. Shout out to the barbershop. They do great things out there too. So tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the chefs again. And if they don't know, now you know.
Sports City, chef, Sports City, chef.